We're gonna sneak up to this dead tree that's down right here. Been seeing some couple nice gobblers in here. I think they've been strutting around, so we're gonna try the old crow call and blast that a couple times and see what happens.
Good friend and longtime Florida native Chris Galavis has been knotted up in chess matches with stubborn Osceolas before, but having matched wits in prior situations only yields valuable experience and the knowledge to outsmart his desired quarry. Knowing full well that this flat country allows turkeys to utilize their keen eyesight, this Longbeard should be seeing the hen making all that racket. But if there is no hen visible, then that old gobbler is surely going to hold up just out of range 90 to 100 yards. Just a small problem because Chris has the utmost confidence in his Mad Max choke. Hello, I'm Terry Drury. Let's watch and see how this scenario plays out. There is nothing finer than hunting the beautiful sunshine state of Florida. Trust me. A little outmaneuvering is sometimes all it takes to make the difference.
This gobbler's really hung up right now with a couple hens, and I don't know if we're going to get a chance to call him up to us. I think if we can get up here to this dead tree laying on the ground up there, if we just crawl to it, I think we got a good chance. We're about 45 yards from that. Bird's only about another 50 yards past there, so I think we got a chance. What an amazing Central Florida Osceola hunt. It's almost 1 o'clock now. We've been working this bird since about 10:30, and they've been so henned up lately, breeding hens and everything right now, that it's really no use to call them in. They're such tough birds, and you really need to have a lot of patience with them, so we decided to go ahead and move towards them and try and cut them off. So we came in. He wasn't coming any closer from about 50 yards, and I've been using this Mad Max choke tube. I've been targeting it every weekend lately, and it really did the job out at about 50-55 yards this afternoon, so I'm really happy to have this bird. He's a gorgeous Osceola bird.
Now it's on to Kansas to tag along with two of our very best friends in the industry, Dan Thurston of Lazy D Outfitters and Brian Lovett, who is now the editor of Bass Pro's Outdoor World magazine.
We can get around this edge here, so let's go just a little ways here and let's take a look. All right. Right there. Oh, yeah, there they are. I'll tell you what, I'll try to get up in this, toward that triple trunk tree there. Try to belly crawl in that field, get a decoy out of it. It's pretty wide open. Okay, I'll sit down in the bottom, try to call them to you. Okay. Make it right up that triple tree. Okay.
For those of you who haven't hunted Kansas, you really ought to consider it. The wooded creeks and drainages provide ample cover to slip around on unsuspecting gobblers. Dan's longtime tenure in the area really helps out with regard to knowing where the birds feel comfortable and most likely to end up. Give Dan a call, he'll be glad to fill you in. I know Brian has hunted all over the country, and Lazy D ranks right at the top. This will make for another interesting adventure to grace the pages of Outdoor World magazine.
Good shot.
Well, Dan, that didn't start like a classic hunt, but it sure ended up like one, didn't it?
I thought we were at their beginning. I thought we were in trouble.
Oh, man. You know, those birds gobbled well on the roofs and this bottoms here, but then, you know, got henned up right away and got in this open stuff behind us, and it was one of those no-hope situations. They were going to stick with the hens all morning, but you know, I was ready to give up, and you said if we just stuck here, I mean, they'd probably lose their hens eventually and come back to this area where they like to strut.
Absolutely. We went south here and were actually going to leave and decided, well, why leave birds, you know, to go and try to find birds?
Yep,
so
exactly. And
came back and stuck it out a little bit. Those hens went along this ridge here, and the rest is history.
Yep, and before you know it, it was 3 white heads right there over the ridge, and put on a show for the decoys. That was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah. Congratulations. Great job.
Well, you know, something that we have really become accustomed to using, and we're really happy to use it, and that's the high-back turkey lounger that Paul Bruni, our good friend at Buck Lake Creek, has developed. This thing is like sitting in a lounge chair. You literally can squat down and lean back and be comfortable no matter where you're sitting, where you're hunting. You can do it in the middle of a wide open field if you'd like, but it gives you such support. And a lot of turkey hunting is patience and being able to sit comfortably and being able to sit there, and when the turkey comes in, be able to get your gun up slowly with some type of support in your back, because there's nothing worse than trying to sit all hunched over for a long time and hold that gun up and then all of a sudden not make the shot. But this thing gives you the back support that you need to put the shot on the turkey every time.
The high-backed turkey lounger from Bucklick Creek can be readily found at Bass Pro Shops, so go online and check it out. Now listen in closely to this beautiful volley and exchange of audio on an early morning while still in Kansas with Dan Thurston of Lazy D and Brother Mark at the helm. Mark's standard method of operation is to roost the night before, figure out precisely which limb he's on, and then slip in tight under the cover of darkness quietly into a bird's hip pocket. Having watched more than one gobbler pitch out, Brother Mark and Dan Thurston will attempt to pull off a double, while Tad Brown continues the onslaught of aggressive calling. Decoy placement is extremely crucial. Once again, knowing where they'll end up is vitally important.
Exciting. How awesome was that? Oh, foggy morning gobbling. Foggy morning gobbling. Foggy morning double. Man, what a beautiful double. Boom, boom. Well, Dan, another fantastic hunt. There's a lot of stuff that always comes together. Hindsight's always 20/20 when you look back. But we had birds across the creek flying down. We had birds gobbling to our right. in a distance in front of us and to the left, and
Right
just
back.
non-stop calling's what pulled them in, Ted.
It was turkey
Yeah.
central around here this morning.
Yeah, it was.
But that's a good point, just the constant calling. And drew that hen in. She come right into the decoys and milled around. Boy, the two gobblers.
They weren't
short,
long after.
were not long. They were right there.
You know, that never hurts to have a live decoy
Oh, man.
out in amongst your
You bet.
flock for all season. So, what a hunt, guys.
That was great. Enjoyed it.
Fantastic. We
Appreciate
really
it. Had a
enjoyed
good
it.
time. You boys come back next year.
Thank you, Dan. We appreciate it.
Oh, don't worry, Dan. We'll be back. The hard part is going to be how to get rid of us.
Wherever turkey hunters gather, it seems the topic of multiple beards comes up. Double beards aren't terribly uncommon, and each season usually brings a few reports of triple bearded gobblers. Usually the largest beard is on the bottom. The record for multiple beards is 9 on a turkey killed in Missouri.
Let's slip on up here on top. Maybe we'll try and see if we can't locate him. We heard him from the far. That way. Well, I couldn't tell if he was on this side hill or if he's out in that bottom. Can we check him here?
He may be on that pretty green bottom.
Let's check him right here. That's him. I heard him. It sounds to me like he's in that bottom, right just off this hill. Let's set up right here on top. I don't think we'll get over there. It's so open.
Going up there, set him up. I'll stay back.
You gonna put a decoy out? Set a decoy
I'll
out.
get a decoy.
It's always a real delight to hunt with an experienced veteran like Tad Brown. Well, little did we know that we were about to witness the unimaginable. You hear a lot of stories about obstacles, but today, obstacles would not be an issue. Testimony to Tad's experience.
Okay, I'm ready when you are. Go ahead.
Man, talk about getting them fired up. Keep hammering them. It's working.
There they are, right there on the field edge.
classic hunt, Tad Brown. Boy, what a great job.
Congratulations, buddy. That was awesome.
You did such a fabulous job at that cherry bomb. You know, we really hunt all season long for just one hunt to be like that one, to where they work actually the way they're supposed to. Doesn't happen very frequently to us.
No, it doesn't. Where they have no barriers. I mean, usually a creek, you will give it up. And you made the comment, if they're good enough to come, they'll come across the creek.
Well, you know, and Mark and I always like to get on the same side of the creek on that field edge, but it's so open here, and the noise we'd have made trying to get over there would have been, I feel like it would have been an issue. So
I think you made the right choice.
And I think it worked because you quit calling. I really do. I mean, they gobbled. You were calling pretty repetitively and continuously almost, and kept them gobbling until they got directly in line with us, and then when you quit, that's what broke them. I mean, they couldn't stand it.
They couldn't stand it any longer. There's nothing I enjoy more. Every year, a few times, I get to just sit back and run my box call. I'll tell you, it's fun.
Well, most of the times when you're sitting back, it's for me. Let's go, man. Thank you again.
Hey, congratulations. That was a great hunt.
I can't say enough about our good buddy, Dan, with Lazy D Outfitters, Dan Thurston. He has worked his fanny off for us, boy.
Cut a gobble somewhere up in this valley here. It didn't sound very close, but the way this wind is shooting up here, I think he's closer than what he sounds. I'm just gonna slip across this creek and get in that opening over there. I'm gonna try him from there.
There probably isn't a more gratifying hunt than to be out striking in open hardwood timber in the upper Midwest and actually get a response down in a hollow or ravine. Then set up and listen as you attempt to reel him in on a string. Classic hardwoods hunt for good friend Dan Wieczorek. Enjoy.
Hunting here in Iowa in unseasonably warm weather. Yesterday was 90, today is 85. Got strong winds. We had no luck this morning with birds. They're all they're henned up pretty tight, and we were just cruising around, cutting, trying to locate one, and it's real windy, and we were walking the tops, and we walked through here, and I cut right up above here, and we didn't hear nothing. We decided to slip down in here and get out of the wind, and sure enough, when we got in here, these birds gobbled right below where I originally called about 45 minutes ago. And two beautiful easterns come in, and I took one in the rear. Had nice birds, nice beard on them. Boy, they must have just up there strutting. They had to be. Hens left them, and it's a good way to get them. You get out in the afternoon and find a bird or two that lost their hens, and there's a good chance you can be carrying one home over your shoulder.
White shotgun feels good. This setup feels good. You know, one tip that I might be able to make for any turkey hunter, and it's a challenging part of the sport, but it's an important part of the sport, is when that turkey's coming in, when he's approaching your call, make sure that your movement anticipates his next move. Trace the turkey. Don't make the mistake of watching where he is and aiming where he's at and him getting past you and you having to make quick movements because he's going to catch those. If you take steady movements and stay right with his movement, if he's moving left or right, just stay with him. You can trace the turkey all the way in and then take the shot. Make sure you stay out in front just a little bit because pretty soon where he's at is where he's been, and you want to be where he's going with your aim.
We talked a little bit about classic hardwood hunts. Now let's look in on a classic open field setup. It just doesn't get any better than this. Watch in amazement. This unique spot is a turkey hunter's dream. Sam Freitag is being guided by our good friend Chad Kilmer. The love triangle decoy flock was strategically placed for visual aid. 2 jakes and 1 hen are destined for a response.
that gap there.
Saw him cut back. I was sitting on the other side of you, but he was almost flying backwards. It seemed like cutting hard to the right.
That's where I put him over those two tree stumps, yeah.
I know I heard him flopping.
Let's see if we can dig him up.
Sounds good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Got it.
Heck yeah, got him.
Good looking bird.
Yeah, he's a nice one.
How old is that bird?
I don't know. Inch and a quarter. I suppose that'd be somewhere about a 3-year-old.
Yep.
I would suppose.
Well, look where I shot him, right in the chest.
Nailed him, didn't
Yeah, but
Nailed him.
you're right. I did pull to the right a little bit, hit low.
Oh, well, it's a great hunt.
Yeah, it
They
was
come
fun.
in perfect this morning.
Yeah, it's just picture perfect.
He didn't go too far.
No.
He made it just far enough.
This field right here. Get the decoys up right here. Sit down this fence row, they'll come right up this field.
Here's an old pro in Don Ship emulating hen sounds that's music to anyone's ears. Don has wreaked havoc on a lot of turkeys in his time. Here's one of those, oh no, he's right here, hurry up and get set up kind of hunts.
Man, what about that? Is that not fast? Gosh, it's so beautiful coming up that little green strip right there. Man. A good gobbler too, good spurs. That's knowing your land right there. We come in, heard a turkey gobbling. We came in, went and got set up in a little bottom, and it had rained a lot a week or so before, and the little bottom was wetter than we thought. We got set up, and the turkey just didn't want to come down there. He got with a hen and got up in this field, and we didn't know there was more than one gobbler. We got to here, set up decoys, I call. Turkey gobbles 100 yards, and next thing we know, there's 4 longbeards coming in as fast as they can come. And with the hen, they was leaving the hen to come to it, so it was one fast hunt. Sweet, pretty, beautiful footage coming up through there. I loved it.
The most common off-color plumage seen in wild turkeys is the smoke gray phase, which is a partial albino. The body plumage is almost white, and the tail and wing feathers are only slightly paled. The lightest feathers of the breast aren't pure white, but appear white when seen in the woods.
As years quickly slip by and memorable events become more and more cherished, Mark and I persuade our wives and our parents to join in on an adventure periodically throughout the year. Well, on this morning's outing, my wife Willa and our parents Lucille and Ralph were gracious enough to tag along. Mark and I value these moments dearly in our hearts more than they will ever know. It was truly a gift from heaven to have an early morning show like that one for our parents to witness. They often ask, "Do you guys really go hunting every day, or are you just goofing off 6 months out of the year?" Well, this will give them an inkling of why we spend so much time away and how we enjoy it so much.
Huh?
Congratulations.
Did you get to see it all?
Yeah.
Huh?
I kept watching them, but I just kept thinking you were down for it.
Can you see him? Did you see him fly out of the tree right here?
I could hear him just
The one I did, the other one I didn't.
Look at that.
Did you see him strutting?
Yeah,
he's strutting from his yeah.
Super Max with a Remington heavy shot. Look at that head. I mean, it just totally obliterated it.
Man, look at that.
Of course, I guess at that distance it should, shouldn't it?
It should, huh?
Was that a hunt or
Oh,
what? I
that
thought he
was-
was going to come in and get the gun.
Couldn't have been any better.
Yeah. He was close, I will say that. Did you enjoy that? I mean,
Oh, that was terrific.
That's as
Unbelievable.
neat a morning and the most classic of hunts that you could ask for. Coming in, slipping into the cover of darkness, bringing you guys in, setting your chairs up. Mark and I had roosted him last night, which helped, knowing which tree he was in.
That
Yeah,
was
that
something
much.
to listen to them all around you.
That was a show, wasn't it?
Oh, that
Oh.
was terrific. That was something.
Nature at its best, huh?
I don't know, it's just one of those deals where either, like Uncle Marvin used to say, you can try your darndest and nothing works, or you can screw up and everything works, you know? Well, this one just happened to work.
This worked perfect.
I'm just glad we could share it with you guys. It's not often that you get to come out and
Definitely. Oh, it was a pleasure.
And
spend
those
time
first
with-
gobble, 5:45, man.
that
He
what it
was
was?
5:45, he was coming with it.
I was a little concerned though whenever
was
they
right
didn't
behind
start.
us.
Well, yeah, the one had to be just right over your head.
Right
here.
behind us when he started gobbling.
We heard him one time last night, but I wasn't real sure where he was because we were up on top. Well,
He gobbled a few times before these ever answered.
yes, yeah. Why don't you guys carry these for me?
Okay.
And we'll head on out.
Let's go to breakfast time.
Thank you.
That's a terrific job. Beautiful bird.
Carry the gun. It's unloaded. Nothing quite like spending quality time afield with those that you love the most. Mark and I will never forget those golden moments. Now it's back to the action at hand with good friend Tad Brown, and we're back in the hip pocket of a longbeard at 60 to 70 yards. Roost him in the evening and slip in tight the next morning is our MO. Let's see how it plays out.
Man, what a beautiful morning we just had. We got real tight to two gobblers. One of them was right here in the tree in front of us strutting. Anyway, he flew down in range. And he went behind the tree and got with a hen. I never seen him again, never did get a shot, but it was very exciting. They faded off with some hens. We heard several fly out. Another turkey just kind of gobbled back behind us, so I think we're going to try to get around ahead of them and try to head them off, get in the direction they're wanting to go, or be there with them when they lose their hens.
Tad said a mouthful earlier. Try to get around ahead of them or get in the direction they're wanting to go. Years of experience tells you not to panic, but rather to stay with them, a bird in the hand, so to speak, and it doesn't take long.
Full strut right here. Full strut.
beautiful Missouri gobbler. We had such a beautiful hunt here this morning. Got in tight with a couple of turkeys in the tree, and right at daylight you can see the one on the limb strutting and gobbling. There was a bunch of hens with him. I just kept up with him with my cherry bomb box. I love my cherry bomb. I just was running it nice and easy, and he gobbled good. And directly I set my 3-position hen out here behind me because I was so close to the fence. And anyway, was expecting him to come up there, and the next thing I know, he is extremely left in full strut, and I couldn't hardly get around, and he had a hen with him. She come up there, he bred her, and when he got on her, he got his tail to me and allowed me to swing around, and I was shooting the new heavy shot with the new Supermax choke, and it did its job, and it was a beautiful hunt here on a beautiful Missouri morning. Couldn't get any better.
You know, that's a good point. What I did there is I counted the steps from the tree that I'm going to be sitting at to where I placed the decoy. And the reason for that is it can be difficult at best at times to judge how far a gobbler is away, particularly on an open logging road or on an open field where you don't really have anything to judge how far out the turkey is. So what I like to do is I like to count the steps of where I put my decoys, and then I know I have I usually put my decoy at about 20 yards, and I know I have another 15 to 20 yards where I can make an effective kill shot. And I think if you go ahead and do that, you'll have less risk of taking a shot at a gobbler that's too far away. So go ahead and do that. I think you'll be more successful.
Now we're joined by a dynamic duo in Julie and M.D. Johnson. Their prolific writings, along with superb still photography, can be enjoyed through countless publications. Their travels have taken them to the far reaches of the outdoors. Let's sit back and observe as they work their magic.
Absolutely beautiful Missouri gobbler, Julie. Absolutely beautiful. Everything worked like we hoped it would. We came in here well before daylight, got set up. What do you think about the setup and how that bird came in?
That worked absolutely gorgeous. I mean, these decoys set beside us, and That bird was on a mission and had no idea we were there.
Looked really, that big black Volkswagen looking, you know, with that white head coming in.
That was gorgeous.
But knowing the ground and knowing what the birds would do and getting in here last night and roosting that bird, that really paid off. Good setup, good decoys. Absolutely wonderful bird. Congratulations again. Absolutely wonderful Missouri turkey.
It's 12:30, so
Hit him with that eliminator. Go strike whether or not. Now or never.
yeah, may as well give him a try. Why don't you go out there?
Yeah, I hope you're worth it.
He's not that far. You guys, come here. Eddie, you guys get by this big tree. I'll get by this little one. Let's go.
The Super Illuminator 2 is louder, higher pitched, and better for striking, if you can believe that. But you don't have to convince Steve Stoltz. He's seen the results too many times. Eddie Stevenson of Remington Arms, along with our old friend Jim Cassiter, are going to listen to Steve's persuasive calling and hope for the best.
It's not far.
We cannot say enough about the job Remington has done for us and our much improved success throughout the years. A huge thanks go out to Eddie and the entire staff at Remington Arms. It's greatly appreciated.
Wow, Jim. What a gobbler. What a hunt.
A glorious late morning bird.
Congratulations,
Well,
Eddie.
thank you.
Yeah, I know you had that gobbler in your sights
He
for
was
a
there.
while.
Just couldn't quite get the shot
A
off.
combination of Mad Super Illuminator and that Remington did the tricks. First time you shot that gun, is it not?
First time I've shot this one. It's not the first time I've shot those Remington shells. I'm 5 for 5 with those things.
new heavy shot, man.
Unbelievable. It just blistered this turkey. But what a hunt. And the story is just unbelievable because we were on this turkey earlier this morning. We couldn't do a thing with him. He gobbled back at everything we threw at him. He still wouldn't break and come. We stored that in the back of our mind, and I think that's so important to remember turkeys that you work with earlier. Sometimes, I made the comment when we left the woods, sometimes a turkey that's tough to kill early, when he loses his hens, he can become the easiest turkey to kill in the woods.
And I truly believe they file away in their memory bank. Now, there were hens up there several hours ago, and when they've lost their hens, they go back to the spot where they heard all of that hen talk, and that's exactly what he did.
And he wasn't that far
Oh, no,
down
he was
here.
close. He was just under the drop of the hill there.
But
Yeah.
it took a little while for him to get in, and what a shot you put on him. Did you enjoy that, Eddie?
Oh, man, that was awesome. He was a cautious old bird, wonderful spurs, good beard, big bird. What a glorious way to wind up the morning. I think we had about 4 minutes of shooting time left. Just cut it as fine as you can cut it.
Some gobblers will exhibit an unusual white color pattern in their central tail feathers, and often this isn't visible until the hunter views the dead bird. Conventional wisdom holds that this color phase is common in older birds, but no biological evidence supports this. The condition is likely caused by a recessive gene.
There is nothing better than to round out a production with a beautiful Merriam hunt from South Dakota. We'll join newcomer Kurt Ritchie to see if he can fill the bill. Once again, the cover of darkness has allowed for the setup in this open country.
Wow, what an awesome morning. Got in here late last night, had an opportunity to roost this bird, got his position pinned down pretty well. We got in here in the cover of darkness this morning, got set up, and this is the third bird in my slam this year. Had an opportunity to hunt with Dave Reisner down in Texas and in Iowa, and gave me an invite to come out to South Dakota. It's my first Merriam turkey ever. It's a pretty awesome experience. Took me 2 shots, but I got the job done.
Speaking of Dave Reisner, I just happen to know that he enjoys hunting those gorgeous Merriams of South Dakota as much as anyone. But more importantly, Dave's skills go far beyond hunting. Dave was recently named Producer of the Year for the Drury Outdoors Squad. Hats off and a huge congratulations go out to Dave on an appropriate award for a deserved recipient. It's been a long time coming, and he's worked hard to receive it.
We got a turkey on the hillside over there. I'm using this berm as a kind of a bank so he can't see us. We're gonna just set up right here If you can hear me through the wind, I think we have a good shot because he's all by himself. Just sit right over here. Wow, what an awesome hunt. This is an afternoon specialty right here. I went into the honey hole this afternoon and we had seen this bird this morning. We called in some jakes earlier and we saw he got henned up. So instead of trying to push him or trying to get around on him, we just backed out this morning and we came in this afternoon, saw him up on the hillside, snuck out and around in front of him, used the lay of the land, got behind a coulee in a ditch, and it worked like a charm. Awesome. This is why you come hunt these Merriams. They drive you crazy, but it seemed like forever when he was on the top of that hill.
You know, we're to the point anymore where I've got such confidence in my camouflage, you know, that I'm always looking for a spot more to break my outline than anything, because the camouflage, the mossy oak, blends in to the background, but I want to have something back there so that I'm not backlit, so that there's not an opening behind me. So you're looking at thick cover such as this, or maybe a spot like that, and I pick a spot just like this where you've got good visibility, you can see in all directions, but you've got a little bit of something here to break your outline. Blend in. Talk about good back cover. I've got enough substance behind me, enough brush behind me here, and I'm not concerned about the frontal view because of the way this mossy oak camel blends in. They've got new breakup pattern this year that just melts away into the back cover, but I want to make sure that my outline is hidden, and I want to try and keep some back cover behind me so that you're not skylighted.
I had the opportunity to participate in one of the most special hunts that I've ever been on. Myself and Dave Reisner were asked to come and participate in a youth handicap hunt.
It's basically helping the handicap hunters go harvest their first wild turkey in many cases. Some of them have participated in this program before, but what just a neat program that the Special Youth Challenge Ministries puts on along with local National Wild Turkey Federation chapters.
And it was, like I say, one of the most touching things I've ever been involved in. We had a child, his name was Alex Wood, and he is severely handicapped. He's in a wheelchair and he's legally blind. We were fortunate enough to help Alex harvest gobbler. But I think more importantly, just the opportunity to interact with the children and see the smiles on their faces and what it meant to them to go out and do things that they never thought they would be able to do.
What an awesome experience it is to help kids of that nature experience something that I know I love so much. So I can only anticipate how much that they might love that, because it's something that they thought they'd never be able to do. And it was just a great experience and something I'll never forget, and I'm glad I took the part in it.
What do you guys think? I think we should set up.
You guys had everything set up this morning up here by that log, that
Yeah,
lumber deck?
Yeah, this morning they flew right down out in the field, and then I think we were just too far out in their safety zone. They kind of boogered a little and moved off. So I think if we can find a place where we can get Alex hidden, maybe back in this machinery, maybe.
Yeah, if we try to get this chair back in by the tractors there, it'll look more natural, blend in a little better back in there. What do you think? Do we set him up kind of in the wheel?
Yeah, I think.
Between the
Yeah.
wheels there?
What do you think, sir? I think if maybe because you have to sit on his right to maneuver the gun, right? Yeah. So I think if we get him in there behind the tractor, then maybe that will help hide the wheelchair, and then we can just put the blind around the front.
Having this machine shed around here, that'll
Block the
block a
wind.
lot of the wind
Yep.
too, so this blind here shouldn't flap like it did this morning.
Perfect.
Here's your arm, right?
Very few words can describe the huge challenge that John Odell and Dave Reisner graciously accepted on behalf of Drury Outdoors. Giving of their time and talent was just a small part in making someone else's day an insurmountable flood of emotions. It was rather difficult to hold back tears of pride in John and Dave, who unselfishly rose to the occasion, and tears of joy for less fortunate individuals fulfilling a lifelong dream.
Two mature dogs. Look like 6 jakes following.
Okay, I see him. I see that lead hand. That gobbler's right behind her.
Here he comes.
Get ready, Joe. They're coming. They're definitely coming. Here they come, Alex.
All right, good job. Good shot.
Yeah, great shot.
Good shot.
What a pretty turkey.
Man, look at that.
Well, you made a great shot on this bird, Alex. Was it exciting?
Yeah, it was.
Well, we set up this morning and we had those turkeys come in right off the roost, and we were on the other side of this wood pile. And we talked about it today, talked to Steve and Joe, and we said, well, maybe we should, it's kind of unorthodox, but we thought maybe if we got back in the machinery and some of these other wood piles, they'd feel a little more comfortable coming back to roost. And I'd say it worked.
Well, they're definitely wild turkeys, even though we're here on a ranch and we're in tight to the buildings and whatnot.
They're just used to it.
They are used to this. The rancher is not a threat to these birds, and they don't view him as a threat. But anything out of the ordinary, they are definitely spooky. And this morning with the setup with the blind out front, they shied away from that and didn't like that a bit. And even when everybody was gone in the middle of the day, we left the blind set up, and the rancher said that everything, they stayed away from the blind and everything that we had set up. So this evening it was perfect. We had to make a change, and we had to get back out of their sight a little more, and so we did pull back into the equipment there a little bit, and we were sheltered a lot better back in there.
Yeah.
We didn't have to set up anything unnatural.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, this is one of the most exciting hunts I've been on, having the opportunity to hunt here with Alex, and I think this is great what you do here for these kids. I mean, you can see this gun, you custom made this, right?
Yes, yeah, that was hand built by a local gunsmith there for us. It's really pretty simple, just a bracket that bolts on at the front end of the magazine there, and just a scope mount holds that out on the outside there. But it's a red dot scope, doesn't have any specific eye relief, so the person that's helping Alex to aim the gun can sit back a couple feet there and still guide the gun, and Alex can still be in full control of the gun and pull the trigger there. So it was, we experimented with 4 or 5 different models last year trying to get this, and this was the most solid arrangement we could come up with.
That's great. Well, I know Joe came all the way from Georgia and Dave came all the way from Iowa to film, and I'll tell you, I wouldn't have missed this for the world. This was something special. Well, should we go show him off, Alex?
Yeah.
Let's do
Let's do it.
Let's go. Great job. I'll get your gun for you.
All right.
I'll never forget the look on his face when he harvested that turkey, and I'll never forget the entire experience. It's something, if you have the opportunity, you know, I always encourage people to help children, but this disabled children's hunt was the most incredible thing I've ever been involved in.
It takes a lot of work on both sides to get all this to pull together and get landowners to allow access, and it was just a great experience and something I'll never forget, and I'm glad I took the part in it.
The great outdoors and the privilege of hunting is a luxury and a heritage that needs to be preserved. Enjoy it to the fullest, but protect it to the extreme. Thank you for choosing another Drury Outdoors production. It was created for you.